this new story about the new Naira notes being withdrawn from circulation. Where are we with regards to that? Are we withdrawing or are we continuing with the policy?
Okay, good evening. I just thank you for giving me the opportunity to put the record straight. We have seen some publications on some online media claiming that we are going to change our mind and continue with the old notes and withdraw the new notes that were introduced in October. The truth is that the Central Bank of Nigeria has already issued a press release yesterday reiterating that there is no decision taken to withdraw the new notes. The new notes and the old notes are continuing to circulate in the system up to the end when the old notes will be withdrawn on 31st December 2023 in compliance with the directive of the Supreme Court or the judgment of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. So there is no truth in the news making the round that CBN is going to stop issuing new notes and go back only on the old notes. The new notes and the old notes are circulating side by side, and as at 18th of April, we have over 2.34 trillion in circulation. If you recall, in October 26, 2022, the currency in circulation was 3.23 trillion. But what we have currently, the old and the new, is about 2.34 trillion as at 18th of April. So the two notes will continue to circulate alongside until the period when the Supreme Court has given that the old notes will cease to be legal tender as at 31st December 2023.
Amazing. That's interesting to know. Thank you for this clarification. But then it seems that a lot has been left to assumptions on the part of the masses. Could there have been a way the CBN could have bridged the gap in communication between the Apex Bank and the people so as not to allow for speculations?
Well, there are so many things that are not necessarily in the press. The CBN has an interagency engagement with several other players, the deposit money banks and other critical stakeholders on what we do and how we do them and how we want to get to the promised land by the 31st of December when we will completely withdraw the old notes. There are many things that we have outlined. We have made so many studies to say, oh, what is the baseline if we are having a 20% uptake of cashless policy, or if we have 40% or 60%. So we have different scenarios that we have worked on, but there are so many things we have done that sometimes maybe they don't get mentioned. If you look at the volume of electronic transaction that has taken place in the first quarter of 2023, it showed an increase of 984% when you look at the corresponding period in 2022. Electronic payments was 434 million in the same corresponding period in 2022, while the period under this period, January to March, we had 4.7 trillion in electronic transaction, which is an uptick, a serious growth of about 984%. Apart from that, if you look at there are so many things we have done which may not be seen by other people. The enrollment, the BBN bank verification number enrollment rose from 55 million in October 2022 to about 57 million in April this year. And then if you look at the new mobile money wallets, it moved from 15 million in October last year to about 25 million this year. So there are a lot of improvements that have taken place, only that people are not seeing. There is a lot of improvement that has happened, and banks have are working hard day by day to make sure that they improve their infrastructure because of the new people who previously were not using bank accounts and now are using the facilities of the bank. maybe that's to address issues that we had, like failure rates that we had previously. And I recently, as far as we are concerned, when you drive around, you see a lot of, you don't see queues at ATMs, and people are beginning to change their psyche in the way they do business by adapting and using other alternative channels of transaction apart from cash. Which
is quite good, because I do know that the cashless policy introduced as far back as 2012 is just in the last 1 year, going by, all of this records that you've given to us, we've seen an uptake on that. But at the end of the day, I remember when the governor was talking about, part of the reasons why the new Naira redesign and the fact that we had to mop up some of the cash in circulation, looking at that 3.2 trillion Naira that was there. The governor says for an economy like Nigeria, we don't need more than 1 trillion Naira cash in circulation. But right now we've seen us go now beyond that 1 trillion, and now we're at about 2.34 according to you. So I ask you directly, how successful would you say this policy has been really?
Sincerely speaking, the redesign policy has very positive impact that we are beginning to see. Just like I told you, the number of BBN enrollment that has increased, the volume of transaction on e-channels, and then the number of mobile wallets, including other normal accounts that people open in banks, have increased. You see, I don't know why we still feel that the nature of money will not continue to be only cash. Going forward, maybe you see other forms of payments. There are so many places now, nobody uses cash in some countries now. But what we are saying is the reason we are doing it, the length of period we took to redesign, the fact that so much counterfeiting was there, the fact that cash was so easily available to people who could use it to demand for ransom or commit money laundering and so on. For us, it is a progress. It is a journey. It's not an event that you just feel that if you just eat today, you solve all problems. We are planning, just like we are doing now just like we say in our press release, the Nigerian Security Printing and Minting Company is ramping up its production of the notes, and they are issuing the notes. We are issuing the notes side by side with the old notes so that will circulate. The volume of cash currency in circulation now that you say 2.34 is out now. That one is dependent on the volume of uptake of alternative channels. That's why I said we have different scenarios, whether we are using, if we have 20% of our transactions in electronic channels, we have 40, if we have 60. We believe between now and December, you have about 8 months that will give us the opportunity to see an increased uptake of the use of alternative channels, the electronic channels. And we are hoping that even with the increased visibility of the e-Naira, we are hoping that the resort to cash will decline and we will come back to a very comfortable level that we feel is stable and feasible for appropriate monetary policy transmission.